Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of musical honors. Thank you. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates passing in review today's represent a portion of 35,000 men and women who will complete basic military training this year. The 737 training group provides all recruits the essential military training to become motivated members of the world's greatest air and space forces. The military training instructors are responsible for indoctrination, development, and discipline of the airmen and guardians. They have dedicated endless hours to ensure all training objectives are met. Today's graduates have proven through academic studies, military training, physical training, and development of teamwork that they are ready to take their place in the United States Armed Forces. As our graduates turn left onto the bomb run to pass and review, they will march over Enlisted Heroes Walk. The men and women recognized on the papers have been awarded our nation's highest honors, representing heroic and unselfish actions as members of the United States military in armed conflict. Their decorations include 9 Medals of Honor, 23 Air Force Crosses, and 162 Silver Stars awarded for bravery during encounters with hostile enemy combatants. These enlisted heroes serve to inspire all service members to execute their duties courageously and with honor in their service to this great nation. We would like to direct your attention to our national, state, and territorial flags. As these flags pass in review, please stand and render the appropriate courtesies for our national flag. As a reminder, military members and veterans in uniform will stand at attention and render a salute. We ask that our civilian guests stand and place their right hand over their heart. Veterans and military members not in uniform may either render a salute or place their right hand over their heart. Once the flags have passed, please be courteous to others and be seated in order to allow all guests the opportunity to view the flags as they pass in review.
Yeah. I don't know.
Now passing in review, the Commander of Airmen, Master Sergeant Dex Corbett, Military Training Instructor, Hometown, Washington, District of Columbia. Commander's Excellence Flight, Flight 598, led by Technical Sergeant Richard Simmons, Military Training Instructor, Hometown, Evington, Virginia. PT Excellence Flight, Flight 599, led by Technical Sergeant Juan Romero Olmos, Military Training Instructor, Hometown, Fort Worth, Texas. Flight 600, led by Master Sergeant Michael Jones, Military Training Instructor, Hometown, Jacksonville, North Carolina. Flight 602, led by Technical Sergeant Sean Neary, Military Training Instructor, Hometown, Pensacola, Florida. Flight 603, led by Technical Sergeant Christina Salinas, Military Training Instructor, Hometown, Three Rivers, Texas. Flight 604, led by Staff Sergeant Eric Gallup, Military Training Instructor, Hometown, Anaheim, California. The Color Guard, led by Master Sergeant Joseph Van Doren, Military Training Instructor Trainer, Hometown, Clermont, Florida. The flight selected to carry our national, state, and territorial flags, Flight 601 and 606, led by Staff Sergeant Dwayne Thunderbird, Military Training Instructor, Hometown, El Paso, Texas.
Con kia.
Academic Excellence Flight, Flight 605, led by Technical Sergeant Christopher Hernandez, Military Training Instructor, Hometown, Chicago, Illinois. Flight 607, led by Technical Sergeant Joseph Hyder, Military Training Instructor, Hometown, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Flight 608, led by Technical Sergeant Rachel Armstrong, Military Training Instructor, Hometown, Biloxi, Mississippi. Flight 609, led by Technical Sergeant Alicia May, Military Training Instructor, Hometown, Tucson, Arizona.
Where?
Right there. Estaba serio, ¿verdad?
Where?
Estaba para allá, ¿verdad? Sí.
No.
Yeah, right there. We passed already.
Ladies and
There.
gentlemen, rendering a flying salute to our graduate airmen, our two T1 Alpha Jayhawks, call sign, tone 1-1 and tone 1-2. Tone 1-1 is flown by Lieutenant Colonel or Lieutenant Jack Flynn and Lieutenant Colonel Andrew Vale. Lieutenant Colonel Andrew Vale is a former commander of the 324 Training Squadron. Tone 1-2 is flown by Captain William Kearney and Major Marvin Smith. These aircraft are from the 86th Flying Training Wing, 47th Training Wing, Lackland Air Force Base, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing and singing of the Air Force song. Thank you. You may be seated. We would like to take a moment to congratulate all of our honor graduates as well as their families. Basic military training honor graduates distinguish themselves by being ranked in the top 10% of all graduates in their class. The exceptional personal dedication, integrity, service before self, and sustained excellence they displayed throughout basic military training earned them this distinguished distinction. As the flights march forward for the oath of enlistment, we would like to thank all of our families and friends who were here to support of those graduating today. Musical support for this morning's ceremony has been provided by trainees from the 323rd Training Squadron, performing under the direction of Staff Sergeant Jacob Wright, military training instructor, hometown, Lackland, Texas. These individuals have been hand-selected to perform for today's ceremony. In addition to completing all basic military training syllabus and training requirements, Drum and Bugle Corps members commit additional training hours for practice throughout their weeks of training. Their extra effort and commitment demonstrate teamwork and the Air Force Corps values of service before self. With each Drum and Bugle Corps performance, they honor the long-lasting traditions of the live music at formal military ceremonies.
Where?
On this side.
That side?
That side right there.
No?
Let's see if we find it.
Where?
Either there or on this side.
I don't know.
Over here, look.
There?
Yeah. Let's see.
Where? See Noah?
No, yeah, he has to be on this one or the other one.
They're not there.
He's sort of in the front.
In the front? Mm. Yeah.
Your words of encouragement
I
help
see
motivate
Noah.
these graduates through 7.5 weeks of basic military training. On behalf of the United States military and basic military training, we extend our thanks to the many families and friends of America for your support of our mission and to make the greatest air and space power the world has ever known. Ladies and gentlemen, Major General Craig Wills will now come forward and address our graduating class.
The 8th of September 2022, Lackland Air Force Base, Texas, America!
Woo!
Welcome to one of the greatest Air Force bases in the history of the world, a little slice of heaven we call Lackland, home of the 37th Training Wing. America!
Woo! Woo!
Today we gather here for the momentous occasion of welcoming warriors to the Long Blue Line. Warriors, airmen, dedicated to the service of our nation. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to our parents and friends, our families. Thank you for raising young men and women of character. Young men and women of grit and fortitude. Young men and women who will serve a cause greater than themselves. You know, our Air Force can do many things, and soon you will see magic that we've worked in your children, in your brothers, your husbands, your wives. But the one thing we can't do is instill them a sense of character and the fortitude it takes to step forward and put the country above themselves. So how about a round of applause for our fabulous families and parents? For 7.5 weeks, we've worked with your children, and your support has enabled them to get through this. Thank you for trusting us with the treasure of our nation, not stored in Fort Knox, not the power of the dollar. The treasure of our nation is your children. These fine young men and women who have decided to step forward and serve. Thank you for your trust. And welcome to the Air Force family. If you've served, welcome home. If you've never been associated with the Air Force before, you're now part of our family. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to represent Lieutenant General Robinson. Sir, thank you for the honor of welcoming these men and women to your Air Force. And we're very pleased to have our civic leaders with us this morning. Thank you for the support of our communities. Our bases don't exist in a vacuum. Without your encouragement, your support, and your love for this Air Force, we wouldn't be successful. Thank you. Absolutely, that deserves a round of applause. Now we've checked, and it turns out nobody is born on Mount Olympus. Great airmen are trained, they're made, they're shaped, they're forged, and today we see the fruits of the labor of the 37th Training Wing and these fine military training instructors. They've labored day and night, put in the extra hours, cared more, worked harder than even these recruits to make sure that our Air Force would have the best airmen possible. How about a round of applause for our military training instructors? Now, airmen in the ranks, I know you're not allowed to applaud, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to give a cheer, and here's how it's going to work. I'm going to say hip hip, and you're going to say hooray. It's a traditional cheer. Let's try it. Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hip hip.
Hooray!
I'm talking. It is my great honor, ladies and gentlemen, to introduce to you the airmen of the 324th Training Squadron, the Fighting Knights.
Woo!
And we're here today. We are here today the service of America. America. You'll hear me say it again. The greatest country in the history of the world, America! Our ideas and our ideals are the best in the world. Our ideas and our ideals are the best in the world. We're not perfect, but every day, men and women across this great land are working to build better schools, stronger communities, a prosperous economy, and to defend our liberty in pursuit of a more perfect union. America! Now, if you only have watched television for the last couple of years, you might have reached a different conclusion, but ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to announce that we are, in fact, the good guys! And America is counting on these airmen, our Air Force, the most powerful fighting force in the history of the world. I'll say it again, and I know I've got some Marines and some Navy men and women out there and some Coasties, and I respect our fellow services. But today we're on an Air Force base, and so I'm especially obligated to speak the truth. The Air Force, the greatest fighting force in the history of the world. The Earth is covered 70% by water, 100% by air. And up there right now, in places where it's still dark, there are airmen of the United States Air Force flying and fighting and winning in the mud, in the water, in Humvees and helicopters and CV-22s and flying faster than the speed of sound. Today, airmen are on the watch, and our fabulous Air Force is reliant on you. Our airmen are the strength of our Air Force. Our airmen are the strength of our Air Force. And so, airmen, my advice is simple. You've been taught what to do, so do it. Live the core values. Work hard and get better every single day. Welcome to the Long Blue Line. I only have one question for you. Are you ready to join the ranks of the world's greatest Air Force? I think they're ready.
Instructors, place your flights at attention. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as Major General Craig Wills will now administer the oath of enlistment.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear or affirm. That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States. Against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. And that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States. And the orders of the officers appointed over me. According to regulations in the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God. Congratulations, Airmen!
Thank you, Major General Craig Wills. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing while our graduates recite the Airman's Creed and for the departure of our official party. I am an American airman. a reminder, military members and veterans in uniform will stand at attention and render a salute as the U.S. flags pass. We ask that our civilian guests stand and place their right hand over their heart. Veterans and military members not in uniform may either render a salute or place their right hand over their heart. Once the flags have passed, please be courteous to others and be seated in order to allow guests the opportunity to view the flags as they pass in review. As viewed from the bleachers, to the left of the review and stand, flights 598, 599, 600, 602, 603, 604, and to the right of the review and stand, flights 605, 607, 608, and 609. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain in your seats as the graduates will be dismissed momentarily. Base Liberty ends at 1800 hours. When dropping off members, please stay in your vehicle. Family members are not authorized to enter any training area. Please be careful while exiting the bleachers and while moving onto the grassy areas. For your safety, we also ask that you refrain from climbing the guardrails and only use the stairs to exit the bleachers. Thank you, and please enjoy your stay at 37th Training Wing, Lackland, Texas.